So Rublev has one of the biggest forehands on tour, and there's something that he does on his powerful forehands that you can copy to increase your forehand power. Let's check it out.
Hello, it's Ryan from 2minutetennis.net, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to increase your forehand power by copying Andrey Rublev. Now, this video is courtesy of 12KGP Tennis on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe to his awesome channel. I've put his link in the description below. All right, let's listen to some of his forehands, and then we'll analyze them. Now, there are two things I want you to do to hit the ball harder. The first is I want you to grunt. I'm not even kidding you. Look in the description. I'm going to add an article about players who grunt hitting the ball 5 miles an hour harder than when they don't grunt. Now, the next idea has to do with a reactive break. Let's look at this forehand right here. So I'm not kidding you about the grunting, by the way. Look in the description below in a Washington Post article. It's absolutely fascinating. So I want you to look at his shoulders. This is something I'm going to demonstrate this in a second here in front of the camera, but I want you to look at his shoulders and the rotation that he makes. This is really important. I'm going to go through, let me see here. I'm going to go through 6 frames, right? So right now his shoulders are at this angle. Watch 6 frames from where we are now, and I want you to notice how much his shoulders rotate. Watch this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So his shoulders are going from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, wait, I kind of messed that up. There we go. So his shoulders were first like this. Now his shoulders are like this. Now, if we go another 6 frames, wouldn't you expect then to see as much shoulder rotation as we had in the previous 6, right? You would think that, and this is basically a 90-degree angle here, you would think that he would change 90 degrees in 6 frames, right there. So we should see 6 more frames, and his shoulders should basically, his left shoulder should be here, and his right shoulder should be here. He should rotate completely, but watch, he doesn't. So ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a very small change. So prior to contact, his 6 frames, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, his right shoulder went from here to here. But in the next 6 frames, his right shoulder went from here to here. His body's rotation slowed down. The rate at which he was rotating actually decreased as he was hitting the ball. What does that mean? It's a reactive break. This is how the pros can muster up incredible racket speed. If you notice his shoulders are rotating, and then just before he hits the ball, he silences his body. And it's a reactive break. His body slows down and his racket accelerates. Players who continue to rotate don't hit the ball as hard as if they actually slow their body's rotation down just before he hits the ball. Like right here, he's slowing his body's rotation down. And the physics drives this. All of a sudden, his racket accelerates when his body slows down. And this is a simple reactive break, no different than on the serve. And he just crushes the ball. Watch this forehand right here. Watch it at regular speed right now. Watch it again. Look how his body's rotation, can you see it? His body's rotation slows down and actually stops as he's hitting the ball. You can see he's rotating, and then right here he stops his body. Look at that. There's very little body rotation from here to here. But prior, there was a lot of body rotation. So what you want to practice is rotating your body. You can see his left arm. His left arm's moving out of the way. You can see his body rotating, and then right before he hits the ball, he stops his body's rotation. That whips the racket through contact. All right, let me show you what this looks like in front of the camera.
Now, I want to preface this by saying this is definitely not for a beginner or even an intermediate player who's maybe struggling with their forehand. If you have a handle on your forehand and you have enough control, enough topspin, you can hit the ball in and it's dependable, but you're looking for more power, then this is what you want to work on. First, I've got the Topspin Pro. You need to get one of these. And if you have one of these, I want you to take the top shield off for this drill. If you don't, go into the description below and grab my affiliate link. It would mean the world to me. And get one of these. And I'm also going to pin it in the first comment. Take the top shield off. And when you take the top shield off, what that allows you to do is swing a little more through the ball rather than so much up. It's really an awesome variation to the Topspin Pro. Typically, I make videos where I want you raising your non-hitting hand as you're hitting the ball and catching the racket. Because most amateur players who go on YouTube looking for advice on their forehand struggle with their non-hitting hand dropping, and I actually want you raising your non-hitting hand, catching the racket. But if you are more advanced, I want you to do this, and it actually is not catch the racket. What I want you to do is turn with both hands like we just saw with Rublev, and then when you start separating your hands, where the hands go back together, but then your hands separate as the racket begins to drop, you're going to rotate your body, and then just before you hit the ball, I want you to practice stopping and basically freezing. So it's turn and then stop. When you rotate your body and then stop on a dime, and you can even pull this non-hitting arm in slightly when you do that, that's a reactive break. A reactive break means slowing something down, and when you do that, or stopping, and when you do that, something else speeds up. So what we're slowing down is our body, and what we're speeding up is our arm. And Rublev is a master of this. So he turns with both hands, he stops his body, and then the arm accelerates. Turn, stop. He rotates, and then hits. And you can see I'm not rotating as I'm hitting the ball. I'm rotating prior to hitting, but as I'm hitting, I'm not rotating. See, if you're rotating as you're hitting the ball, you aren't hitting the ball as hard as you can possibly hit it. It's just a fact. When you stop your body's rotation for just a second, that's when the arm takes over. Now, just like on the serve, when you have that reactive break and you pull that arm in and everything slows down for a second, it slows down for a split second. Your hitting arm accelerates, and then the body keeps going. It's the same thing on the forehand. Your body will rotate, you'll stop, hitting arm goes, and then it can continue. So don't feel like you have to stay facing to the right if you're right-handed. From the back, it looks like this. I turn, I uncoil, I coil, I uncoil, stop, and then I hit. Get the Topspin Pro so you can practice this. This is a lot of fun. And taking the top shield off makes it possible in order to practice this technique. Start breathing as you're hitting the ball. Practice hitting forehands where you grunt as you hit. It will engage your core, make you more stable. You'll be able to really handle what's being asked of you in this tip, to be able to stop your body and contract everything to accelerate your hitting arm. And work on this on your Topspin Pro. Work on this in your next lesson. Practice stopping your body's rotation just before you hit the ball. And if you do, there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. You got this.